Hey everybody, this is Muffin with the Daily Biker Podcast. Just here to let y'all know the opinions and ideas expressed in this show are those of the hosts and their guests, not to be confused with their partners and sponsors. Now, let's get it on.
Hey guys, this is Sean from the Bikes and Beards YouTube channel, and you guys are listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You're gonna love
it. See, that's what we should have recorded. Like, please.
That whole thing.
Please sponsor us.
Yeah. Anyways.
You'll never know who we wanted.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Biker Podcast. My name is Marcus. I am your clueless leader. Although today, I do know a little bit of what we were talking about.
Yep.
And of course, I've got Daniel with me.
Hey there.
Daniel took the long, daunting journey to meet me at my residence today.
It is the mobile podcast.
It is
the mobile studio.
This is the White Lightning Harley Davidson mobile studio.
Although we do actually have a motorcycle in this studio.
Yes, so the KTM is in the studio. So, but
it looks good. Honestly, it looks like art.
It does look like
it's art. Like those guys that have the vintage Ducatis.
Like in their living right there, it's like it looks like such a bigger motorcycle. It
looks a lot bigger than when you ride it. It feels tiny when you ride it.
It's like those videos where you see somebody with like they'll throw like the giant bottle of Jack at the little person.
Oh,
or they'll throw not the giant bottle,
the airplane bottle.
They'll throw the airplane bottle at the little person, and the little person catches the 1 gallon jug. And that's what's happening with this bike. Like right now, it's like this thing looks like a 1290 Super Duke.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I roll it outside, it's like, oh, look, it's a Grom.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels to ride. Except this will, it'll scoot.
It will scoot.
Well, I would say, before we get started, you've been riding it for a few days. You've had it in your possession for a little bit.
Yes, so...
I know you haven't been riding it a lot because you've been doing other stuff.
Well, I didn't ride it this past week.
Okay.
Simply because we were talking about services that needed to get done.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not sure how far we...
Could push it.
But we have those answers now. So I am going to go back to riding it some. I put 50 miles on it. Now keep in mind, my daily commute is only like 5-6 miles one way.
Yeah.
So, first things first, that bike has enough get up and go to do it.
Yeah.
Now, every time you see these videos of these people doing this, I want to keep in mind, I am 6'2". And the last time I stepped on your scale, Daniel, I think I was like 246.
Yes.
So I'm not a little guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I carry my weight well. If you ever met me, you would probably not think that I'm that heavy.
He's actually 5'8".
You got me confused with Lewis now.
Oh yes.
So I'm not a small guy getting on this thing. The bike does feel small.
Yeah.
But after riding it for a couple days, that feeling kind of starts to go away.
Well, and for you, it's something fairly different than what you've ridden in the past. I mean, for the past, since 2017?
Yeah, getting on a motorcycle that's a quarter of the weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not a quarter of the weight. Sorry. Half the weight, a quarter of the cc's.
Yes.
So.
But
anyways, like I was saying, I have options to go to work. Didn't get on the interstate. Where took some different other roads. Cruising, 60, 65. I could have done that all day long.
Yeah.
It wasn't buzzy. It wasn't up in the RPMs. It was at a comfortable placement that I could have done it with no problems at all. So.
I mean, really, in my experience, when the riding on the bike on the highway, once you get past 70, that's where you start to get that the little bit of buzzing. It kind of feels like it runs out of steam. You're not passing somebody at 85 miles an hour, which, I mean, the speed limit here is 65 to begin with.
I might have hit 70 like once just to
see it.
Yeah. Yeah, just to see what that number looks like. No, just like
you are on a Harley, so it's okay.
Ripping into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Leaving work and stuff.
Yeah. But it will pick up that front tire
It will
first
very
and second.
quickly pick up that front tire. Yeah, so here's the thing about it. Someone that's looking at doing that, I'm still going to play around with it and stuff. You need storage. And if you're like me and you don't want to carry a backpack, you're going to have to find options. There are options. So whether it's a tank bag, a tail bag, or even little saddlebags.
Mm-hmm. I think on this particular bike, being that it's not really, it's a single person bike.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it has a back seat on it. It's got passenger pegs, but it's a one person motorcycle. Putting a tail bag on there and then giving you something to maybe lean against, too, might not be a bad option.
So I was honestly thinking a tail bag and actually some smaller, like saddlebags, small saddlebags, not big ones. They have some.
It does have the spots where you can bolt to the frame in there if you look at that tail section.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So it's prepared. I'm sure
we can. It's probably because of the 390 Adventure.
Yeah.
So,
but this will be an ongoing test for Marcus, and we are excited to see his true living with a small CC motorcycle. Because in the United States, 390 is a small CC bike.
Yes, and I think in the United States, 600 is a small CC bike.
Yeah, anything under 5.
So, but anyway, that KTM is not on the list of stuff that we have for today.
No, it is not.
So, do you remember the? Oh, you're gonna look and see who it was.
I'm gonna look and see who it was because we gotta.
Yeah, can't remember the name of the company or the YouTube group. I stumbled across a YouTube video the other day. Let's talk about flops.
Yes.
You don't have to watch the video.
No, I'm pulling it up so I can see it.
Oh. I was like, I just heard the talking all of a sudden.
It came on, it's Visor Down Motorcycle Videos. That is who posted it on YouTube.
So Visor Down posted this. And I thought this was a very interesting subject. So it was motorcycle flops. Okay. Some of these were flops because they didn't sell. Some of them were more flops because
the bikes had problems that needed to be addressed.
Yeah,
or weren't marketed well.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over this list, give our opinion on it, because there's a couple on here. They're flops, but I love them.
Yeah. Now, I will say, I feel like this list is, there are some bikes that are on there that didn't really sell in the United States, like the Aprilia. That's not really one that...
I don't know.
It wasn't...
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But this was a British list, apparently. And that's what I was gathering.
It's a British list, but the only bike that...
Toby, come on, back up, buddy.
That I've never probably put hands on is probably that Yamaha.
You've been on the Aprilia? The RST 1000?
I've seen one.
Yeah, I've never seen one here.
So... Yeah. Anyways, so first thing on the list, the one that I think most people are going to say, yeah, that was
a flop.
BMW R1200C.
Which, if you're not familiar with, it was BMW's attempt at a cruiser-styled motorcycle.
Their first attempt.
Yeah, their first modern attempt at a cruiser-styled motorcycle.
I did like how in the video, though, it kept comparing the fact that they were trying it again.
The R18, yeah. It took them 15 years to come out with the next one.
So this is the James Bond motorcycle.
Yes. From the, I think it was Tomorrow Never Dies.
It's
the Pierce Brosnan Bond movie.
It literally looks like they took almost like a GS or whatever, and basically tried to build a cruiser out of it.
Yeah, and it's got a weird front suspension setup.
It's similar to the GS.
Yeah,
suspension.
Yeah, it just doesn't look right.
The modern GS, I should say.
Correct.
The older GS of that time, I think, had a conventional fork.
I believe you are correct.
But the modern GS has like that cantilever spring thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I've always found it to be the gas tank very odd shaped. The side of the engine and the exhaust reminds me of a Rocket 3.
Yeah, I could see that.
I tell you what the bike feels like. The bike feels like there was a garage full of random motorcycle parts and someone built a motorcycle.
I'm actually going to agree with that. It looks like BMW just went into their parts bin and was like, oh, this is a tank off of something else, and it's got dings in it, so let's throw it on here.
And then, I've talked to someone that has rode one and said, man, it rides really good. And I'm like, that's okay.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that it rides
That's okay
fine.
that it rides good.
It's ugly.
The top of the triple tree is like 4 feet lower than the top of the gas tank, which means you have to have
High bars
24-inch ape hangers on there that are still barely above the gas tank. It's weird looking. Okay, so number 2 on the list, Yamaha GTS 1000.
Which, say, I've never had any experience with.
I don't know the bike. I thought it looked cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like a dual swing arm type deal. The front suspension's also a swing arm.
Yeah, and I guess didn't they later on produce something that looked really similar to that kind of competed in like that VFR type market?
I think they did, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head.
So I don't, like I said, I don't know that bike. I know that type of front suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Britain ran that type of suspension on the.
I think
on the front of his
MV puts that on a lot of bikes.
There's a couple different manufacturers that have created that type of stuff. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, that's a bike that I don't think really sold here in the United States.
Well, I think
I'm not familiar with it.
I think the problem with that motorcycle was, from the way that they were talking about it, was like double the price of a regular Yamaha.
Yeah, yeah, and double the price of like the ST 1300 or whatever it was at the time.
It was
the Kawasaki Concours.
It was twice the price of anything that it was trying to compete with. So next one on the list, and this is a hard one to say.
I agree with you.
The Suzuki TL 1000
S and R.
Yeah,
which honestly,
I love that bike.
Now this was one that he had mentioned.
I love it.
No, I am right there with you. If I could find,
well, he did mention, like you were going to say, that it has become a cult classic.
It's become a cult classic, and the initial issues with it were it had mechanical problems. Not necessarily it didn't sell.
Well, but it wasn't in the engine or anything. It was in the suspension.
Correct.
The fork angle was not at the right point, and it had some sort of specialized dampening rear suspension on the swing arm that made it, I guess, apparently very dangerous to ride it. See, I've never heard that before.
Well, what it said, and I did a little bit of research. The issues were in the S model, not the R. The R, it was fixed because the R had additional dampening on the front forks and the suspension that alleviated that problem.
Yeah.
They just needed to retrofit that to the S. So, if you go buy a bike and it's sketchy, and, what was this, 97 to 2004, something like that? Yeah. You buy a supposedly modern bike at the turn of the century and it wobbles like one from the 70s, you're probably not going to want to ride it.
Yeah. I mean, those are bad bikes.
Oh, yeah. I would absolutely own one.
Yeah.
And they're cult classics now.
Yeah. I mean, and they're also hard to find.
Yes. And they're not cheap.
No. All right. So the next one, which, like I said, I have put my hands on one.
Yeah.
I've never rode one. So it's the Aprilia RST 1000.
The Futura, apparently, is.
So that bike, I'm going to tell you what that bike was competing with, which on the video he said it was competing with the VFR and stuff too.
Yeah.
But it was also competing with the BMW, was it the KR series, like They had like the K1200Rs or whatever.
The K1200S. And
Yeah.
then they had the K1200R.
Yeah, those were like
the K1150.
Bench seat
Yeah.
style sport bikes. So they were almost more like a sport touring motorcycle and stuff like that. I don't know. I've seen them. Like I said, I've seen one. I've seen one in person before.
Yeah, I've never seen.
I
one.
can't tell you anything. Like I don't know engine specs, any of that stuff. I like the styles of it.
1000cc V twin.
Yeah. So I don't know what its shortcomings were.
I think
outside the fact that it probably cost a lot more than the bikes it was.
and I think that's
against.
what really did it in. Because I think that's what he had mentioned in the video, was talking about the price of it coming out was almost double the comparable VFR or similar sport touring bike, like a Concourse or something like that.
Yeah,
if you were going with a Japanese
nobody
manufacturer.
wants a Kawasaki.
I know. Jerks.
So the Ducati Classics.
These Sport Classics. Sorry, my notes didn't have that on there. I love these. I think these are gorgeous motorcycles.
I remember when they came out.
I do too.
Now, that's what Ben bought.
Mm-hmm.
No, not that.
Yeah.
He bought the GT.
Yeah.
That
Well,
has
they
the fairing.
had 3 or 4 different models. You could get like the stripped down one, or you could get the GT that has like
Yeah, but if I
racer
get one,
style.
I'm getting the GT Paul Smart edition.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the one with the full fairing. Looks like a 1950s race bike.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The teal and silver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've always thought those were cool. I did, even when I looked at them years and years ago, I was like, those are a little high priced for me.
Yeah, and I feel like this is another one where sales just didn't meet what they wanted because of the high price.
Yeah.
But if you notice, that's because they're coming out with this technology, and these bikes technically didn't really offer anything better than the standard bikes of the era.
Well, I also think those bikes, not technology wise, but those bikes were a little bit ahead of their time and doing that full retro before that full retro stuff kind of really started becoming popular.
But if I recall, at the time when they came out, they still had the Ducati Monster had already started production around the same time, which was a cheaper motorcycle, had more modern features and styling,
and had more power.
Yeah. So
because the thing is those bikes, although were bigger engines, had less horsepower.
Yeah. I don't see anything in here.
And they weighed more.
Yeah. Yeah, they were heavier. They were a little bit... but it was that retro styling. And that's... You know what? If they had done it in like 2010, 2012, they probably would have...
Yeah.
It would have probably still been in their lineup now.
So, next on the list, I'm not even going to call it what's on the paper as. We're going to call it the Naked Busa.
Which is
that's what everybody called it. Naked Busa.
Yep.
Talk about the Suzuki B King.
Naked Peregrine Falcon.
I always thought the B King was a cool bike. I never understood like why someone would want essentially a naked Hayabusa.
Yeah, I think it was meant to be like this sleeper Hayabusa. Like you see it, it just looks like every other naked bike.
Yeah, but if you've ever rode, I'm not talking to you. If you've ever rode a naked bike, there's this thing called wind.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely comes into play on a naked bike.
And when you're riding something as powerful as a Hayabusa, and it's naked.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've owned full naked sports, and yeah, it'll hit you hard.
I think the big thing with the B King, they didn't advertise it well, and when they did advertise it, I think it initially came out at like one of these big auto shows, motorcycle shows, and it had all these extra features that the production bike didn't have.
Well, I tell you what they did do though, that was a plus. They opened the door for rider modes.
Yeah, that is true. Because they did put that on I think that was one of the first bikes that had.
I think there might have been another bike or two that had rider modes, but when that one hit, everybody was like, "Oh, you can put rider modes on anything."
Yeah.
And now you pretty much do have ride modes on any bike.
Mm-hmm. You got ride modes on the KTM.
Yeah, I think BMW might have been the first ones to do it on like the full blown sport bike though.
Yeah, you're probably right.
The BMW S1000, it came out with all the rider modes.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought Honda had done it on the CBR 1000 RR.
I don't know. What year did the S1000 come out?
I think they came out in the 2008, 2010 when they
So
started.
in 2008, the CBR did not have rider
Yeah.
modes.
I'm trying. I don't know the.
It had
exact
like
year.
a traction control,
Yeah.
and you could buy it with ABS. So, anyways,
Get it with abs.
the next one makes me very sad because it makes you sad too because you really enjoy this motorcycle as well. But it's the Harley Davidson XR 1200.
I really like this bike, and you guys had one at the dealership.
So,
It is cool.
let me ask you this question. When it comes to, it didn't sell, because in his thing, he said it didn't sell.
Correct.
Okay.
That was kind of the reasoning for this one.
Right. And, it probably didn't sell as much as the other ones did, because at that period of time, when it first came out in 2007, 2008, you could get an 883 base model for like $7,000, and that
Yeah.
thing was more like 14.
Yeah.
But that they carried that bike for a while.
Here it says 2008 to 2012.
That's a decent amount of time
Yeah.
compared to the fact that Yamaha was 1 year, BMW was the 2 years, Suzuki was like 3. No, I think that TL was 4 years, 4 or 5
Yeah,
years.
the Suzuki, the TL1000 was 4. The Aprilia was just 2 years, I think.
Yeah, the B King was a couple years.
The Ducati was 4, and the B King was like
So-
3 or 4 years. But I don't understand why the XR12. Actually, never mind. I do understand it because it doesn't fit the typical Harley styling. It's got it's got upswept pipes at the back. It doesn't really meet what the guys are going into the dealership looking for.
And that's the problem. It's the customers compared to the history. Because if you go in and look at the history of the brand, that bike does fit.
Yeah, exactly. But people are stupid.
Correct. Correct.
I mean, that is the truth of it, because I think it's a great bike.
Well, it's just
I've never ridden it. I've sat on
when
that
they came
one.
out with the Pan America, everybody was like, "Oh, Harley's gonna attempt to go the dirt." It's like, well, outside of the dirt bikes,
Yeah.
Harley's first motorcycles were bred to ride in the dirt because most of your roads were dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's not like, yeah.
I honestly, I think it's a shame that Harley doesn't still sell one of these or have something like this in a model lineup.
Who knows? Something might be coming.
Might be.
Something might be coming. I think, though, honestly, in the hands of a skilled rider, the new Sportster S would probably whoop that thing going on a track.
On a dirt track?
No, you have to change the tires on that.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to change tires on anything.
But, yeah. And I would love to have one of those.
Now, I will say, for me, being 6'3", sitting on the XR versus the Sportster,
Yeah.
I was more comfortable on the XR. Just sitting, not riding it around, just sitting on it in the dealership on the showroom floor.
Well, I'll come back with more information. The guy that bought that XR works at the dealership, so he's going to let me take it for a ride.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So, next up, I've rode one of these. The Honda DN01. I don't know why you put V-twin next to it.
It is a V-twin.
I know, but I don't know why you wrote that down.
Well, because I was making notes for myself. Because there's another Honda on there as well, which is a V4.
Fly 4. Well, no,
it's a V4.
But it's a transversely mounted
Yes,
V4. Anyways,
correct. It's like a Moto
so,
Guzzi.
yeah, so Honda DN01. Honestly, I rode one. It was a good riding bike.
It kind of reminds, I'm looking at a picture of it. I've never ridden one. It reminds me of a scooter. It's more scooter styled.
So, yeah, but it didn't feel like a scooter when you're sitting on it. Here's what I think is the problem. I think the bike came out at the wrong time. Okay?
2034 is when this bike should come out.
No, not necessarily. But you find a moment where gas is expensive. More and more people are slowly turning towards motorcycles.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, here's a motorcycle that's capable,
Mm-hmm.
that's fully automatic,
Yep.
and plenty of storage from the factory.
And we've discussed this before in the past. As a commuter bike, this is the ideal commuter bike.
Well, and the other thing too is,
This and like the NC 700, which is basically the same thing.
Do you sit there and go, that was a flop for Honda, or that was something they used to learn from? Because now, that was not one of their first automatic motorcycles. Honda has been trying fully automatic motorcycles for years, since the 80s.
I think they had one that came out in like the late 70s, the Honda Matics.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the Honda Matic.
I think it was on a 450.
So they've been trying it for years and years.
Yeah.
And now, pretty much, with the exception of sport bikes, you have the option of DCT in everything, basically.
But all their sport bikes have, quick shifters on all of them, so you can do clutchal shifting if you're, and they have it up and down too. So essentially, you still change gears, but it's an automatic.
Yeah.
No clutch for the higher speeds.
I'm not sure if it was marketed correctly or something.
I think this is one of those.
It was horrible looking.
Yeah.
But it was a decent motorcycle.
I think that's one of those, the styling killed it, not necessarily the utility and quality of it. But I don't think Honda's ever put out something that's been not quality or has issues.
Yeah.
I think it's more just styling.
It was a styling thing, just like their next bike on the list. But before we get to that one, it's going to be the Street 750. So I know you just wrote Street 750, but realistically, it's the Street 500/750.
Correct.
So the Street series from Harley. No.
Yeah,
They're not bad, but they're not made for... I don't think they're made for the States, to be honest.
Weren't a lot of those made for the Indian market?
Oh, they sell awesome over like, I don't necessarily know India, but they sell great in other parts of the country.
Which makes sense.
So, or other parts of the world, not country.
I knew what you meant.
But yeah. So, next one though is going back to Honda. This is going to be the last one on the list, actually. It's Honda CTX 1300. This is truly a baby Goldwing.
It really is a baby Goldwing.
Like they were trying to make it look like a baby Goldwing.
Which it was kind of like a weird combination. It was kind of like the next step of the ST.
I rode one of these, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of it?
So you have to remember, so when the Dino one came out, the CTX came out, because they came out right next to each other, I was working at Honda.
Oh, that is true. So what did you think of the CTX?
The very first thing I thought of, he mentioned in the video, I was like, it's got speakers. It don't have a radio, though. I thought it was a good ride motorcycle. I had said it needs a radio.
Yeah.
Because it's set up for
touring.
For a radio, essentially. Anybody that was wanting a touring motorcycle that did not want a Goldwing, it was perfect. I was like, it's literally a smaller 4-cylinder Goldwing.
Which is not a bad thing.
I didn't get to ride a whole lot on that thing. It was comfortable, though. It had a very good seating position. Everything was great about that motorcycle.
I just think it's another one where styling kind of played in. And
a little bit. I think the other problem, too, is they were pushing it towards the Goldwing market.
You can't compete with the Goldwing.
Right.
Honda should have known that the Goldwing is not going to be defeated by a smaller Goldwing.
They should have pushed it towards the up-and-coming Goldwing market and turned it into a stepping stone for a Goldwing. Because a lot of people actually saw the ST1300 as a stepping stone for the Goldwing, but it wasn't.
No.
And this was essentially a replacement for the ST1300. But the ST1300, I would rather own that.
Yeah, which was more in line with a VFR, compared to a Goldwing. The ST was closer to a VFR than it is a Goldwing.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
Yes.
In styling and riding.
But a VFR is closer to a CBR than it is an ST.
Yes. But there's that progression.
Yeah. No, I get you.
And you know what? I do think that's something that Honda should take into consideration at some point, because the Goldwing keeps getting bigger.
Take that step, you go sport touring, and then like touring sport.
Yeah.
And then touring.
Yeah. That's exactly how it is. And I do think Honda needs to put something in that lineup that's more touring oriented, that's not as big as the Goldwing.
Yeah.
But that would have been perfect if it actually sold well.
Yeah. It was just, I think, a marketing flop with that thing. And they did. They only ran it for 1 year because it was such a marketing flop.
Yeah.
So, all right. This episode's not going to be that long because if you're listening to this the day it comes out, happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of July.
Now quit listening to the show, get outside and blow something up. We are going to do a quick little chop ride sale. Here's how we're going to do this, though. Daniel's actually going to pick. I'm not picking. I'm going to give Daniel 3 motorcycles off of this list, and he's got to choose. So, Daniel.
All right.
Your 3 bikes.
This is dangerous, letting him take the reins.
Yamaha GTS 1000.
Okay.
Suzuki B-King. And a CTX 1300.
All right. I am going to sell
You
the
hate
Yamaha.
me right now,
No, actually I don't. I think that's
You're like, I'm going to
perfect.
sell all 3 of them.
No, I'm going to sell the Yamaha just because it doesn't do anything for me. It's a cool looking bike.
Okay.
I don't particularly care. The B King is getting a turbo.
We just talked about how horrible it is to ride a bike that fast that's naked, and now you put a turbo on it.
I have an unlimited budget. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to turn it like all those guys that have the Hayabusa, the big horsepower Hayabusas. I'm going to do it to a B King and be miserable. And I'm just going to ride the CTX 1300 because that is what it's for.
You should have just rode the B King and put a radio in the CTX 1300.
No, I've got a radio. I've got a radio in my helmet. I'm good. I don't need. I'm going to take those speakers out and put cubby holes so I can hide things like snacks from my long journeys.
Ooh, potato chip. Did that make you lose it? Ooh, piece of candy.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.